So today we've nipped up to Wales just to go to a couple of waterfalls. And the first one I'm going to is called Dolgoch Falls. Now I've been here before. It is part of my book, 30 Stunning Waterfalls in Wales. I thought I'd revisit it. So let me show you around as we do the walk. So that's it, that's part of Dolgoch Falls. Now there is a walk that's up behind me that's actually takes you further around to another waterfall at the top there. That's where we're going to be going next. I thought I'll stop off here on this viewing platform and get a shot of the waterfall itself here. Now what I'm going to do, I borrowed the Nikon Z6 from a friend of mine, Dave. He knows who he is and he's probably watching this. I borrowed the camera just for this weekend. I'm going to set it up looking through these bars here on this viewing platform. I've set the camera forward so you can just see the waterfall and you avoid the viewing platform. Using the water as a lead, I'm getting a nice shot of the waterfall flowing through the actual image. Now I don't know if you can actually hear me at the moment because it is very loud. The water's really rushing through at the moment because it's been a lot of rain. It has been very wet recently. One thing I love about Dolgoch Falls is all the moss on the rocks and surrounding the waterfall. It makes it look really nice. I'm hoping the polarizer will make that pop. As the first image goes, I'm quite happy with what I've just got there. So far I'm quite enjoying the Z6 as well. Unfortunately I'm aiming more at the Sony brand, or else I'd consider buying that myself. But for now, if this image is any good, I'll put it up for you and we'll carry on with this walk. It is quite a steep walk, but there's a lot of woodland, a lot of greenery. Hopefully the waterfall up there should look as impressive as this. That image is coming now, and I'll see you at the end of the walk. Made it to the upper waterfall. There are a few felled trees near it, as you can see behind me, but actually quite like them. They're making they are adding a bit of character to the waterfall because they've got quite a bit of texture on them, and they've obviously got the moss on there as well. So I'm going to make the most of that. I've got to set up. I've got this rock making a foreground interest with the waterfall just flowing up nicely behind it. Now I'm going to take two shots of that. As you can see, I've got the camera set down here. I'm going to take two shots of that. One on a landscape orientation with the log just coming in the top of the frame, and the other I'm going to take a full length image in portrait orientation looking up the waterfall. Well, so far the Nikon's actually bringing those colours out nicely, so I'm hoping when I edit the photos that trend continues. Polarizer set to take the glare off the water. It's also increasing the saturation of the colours. The next image I'm going to get is going to be looking down that way, looking up the ravine. I'm loving the autumn colours up there with the mossy rocks and the river flowing nicely down it. I'm going to try and set myself a composition for that. In the meantime, see what you think of these images. Okay, so now I've got the shot of the waterfall there. I've come onto the bridge. I've got two shots that I want to get. The first one is looking over here. As you can see, there's a nice sort of view of the waterfall down here. Now, I'll put some video up for you. As you can see, I've got a nice S-curve in that waterfall flowing down into the valley. There's a lot of nice autumnal colour on it. I'm loving the way that image looks. I use nice long exposure to smooth out the water and the polarizer to bring out the darkness of the water. Now, the next shot I'm getting is going to be looking up this ravine here. I'm getting two shots of this. I'll put the first video up here. As you can see, I'm looking straight up the river, into the ravine, all the autumnal colour behind it, but with a lot of the greens of the mosses really popping out. I'm liking the look of the amber from the fallen oak leaves in contrast with all the greens we're getting. A second shot, I'm set up over the other side of the bridge there, looking through two rocks. I'm looking at the same scene, but I'm using those rocks and the leaves in the foreground as foreground interest, and I'm focus stacking those images to get the sharpest image I can of it. So far they are proving to be really good shots on the back of the camera, so we'll see how they look later on. I'm going to go a little further upstream now, and I want to see if there's anything worth shooting up there. I'll put these images up for you, and I'll see you at the next shot. Okay, so just come a bit further upstream. Now this nice little waterfall over there that's got quite a nice shape to it because of the kind of pointy rocks. It's kind of got a point going out. Now I don't imagine if there weren't this much water, I don't imagine that would actually be there like that. Now on the bank here, I've got a nice big outcropping of rock that's got a load of leaves falling on it, autumnal leaves. And they look really good, so I've actually taken that shot with that rock as a foreground interest. And those leaves are actually showing up nice, a nice golden brown. against the rock and the moss that's on it, and with the nice clear water of the waterfall behind it. Now I've shot that 50mm at f11 and about half a second exposure. That's in order to smooth out the water, get the image as sharp as possible, and to create the most natural look, like I'm seeing it. Where 50mm on a full frame camera, there's very similar perception to what the human eye sees. I'll put this video up, I'll show you what I mean. As you can see on the video, the leaves in the foreground are actually blurry, whereas the waterfall's nice and sharp. Now the reason for that is because of how close I am to the rock and the focal length. I've actually had to focus stack the image. I've done an 8-shot focus stack, focusing on various points of the image to get it all nice and sharp. There really is no other way to get an image like this looking sharp in one single shot. Now hopefully that will work out. I'm starting to see why my friend Mark Kelly actually likes the Z6. It's a good camera and I'm enjoying the shots. It's actually really good to get out with the camera again. In fact, considering my wife's in the background toe tapping, I think I'm going a bit overboard with the photos. But I'm enjoying it. And until January, I can't actually get a camera of my own, so I want to enjoy every second of it. This shot's coming up now. I'll see if there's any more. Otherwise, I'll come back to end the video. Be one of my videos without some dangerously stupid cliff action that I'm going to get lectured about later, but it is what it is. Now the reason this caught my eye, I'm loving the way the water is actually flowing through this gorge, and I'm loving the actual water in front of me, the waterfall coming down between those two. If I turn you around and show you, I love the way the water is actually coming down between these two bits of moss and the autumnal colours. Now on the image I'm only getting a bit of this autumnal colour, but I'm getting a lot of this moss. I'm also getting the nice waterfalls. Now I've only got the 24mm, 24 to 70, so I don't have anything wider. So I'm having to angle the camera down a bit more to get the sort of image I want. I want the water leading to the image, so I want the water to come as a line across the image, and to get that I'm having to angle the camera down a bit more than I would with a wider angle lens. Now with something like a 16mm I could actually use the angle of the lens, I could use the width of the lens to stretch out the waterfall and make it look even longer. 24mm is more than enough. It's doing the job, and I think it's made for a good image. I'm certainly liking the texture on this moss and on the trees surrounding. I'm just making the most of it. Now, I have focus stacked that image, but it's only a 2-image stack. One on the foreground, one on the distance. That should be more than enough to provide the image I want. I want to put that up now for you, and I'll come back to end the video. Okay, so that's the end of my trip to Dolgoch Falls. The reason I'm cutting it short and not doing more of the walk is because we're heading to, I think it's Trefu, to the Fairy Falls, which should be the next video if the waterfall's actually working this time. I'm out with my family. It is a day out with the family, so I can't spend all of it vlogging, but I couldn't resist getting a few videos in and having some time with the camera again. So that's the end of this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye for now.